As an action sports instructor, I often face a communication barrier. In many sports, it is hard to be close to the student to provide them feedback. Communication becomes even more complex if the student is on water. I teach several sports, but the one that makes it harder to communicate with the students is kitesurfing. There's wind, water, kite pulling you, and many other barriers that having clear and direct communication. When the student starts to ride, I have to stay at the beach, and it becomes hard to give feedback and corrections to the student. Because of this, most students finish their lessons on water start, as they feel the input from the instructor is no longer paying off the money they are putting in the classes. For a couple of years, I've been working on changing this by making evolution lessons. To add value to these lessons, I realized I had to improve communication. So I tried a couple of solutions, as shouting is not one of them.
Okay, so when you come to me, what you'll do is you bring the kite up. Yeah. You'll switch way quickly and dive it to the other side as fast as you can.
Besides teaching beginners and intermediate riders, I also teach kitesurf instructors. The same problem existed, as providing feedback after the lesson is valuable, but nothing like giving some quick tips during his practice to see the difference in the new techniques or different approaches.
A bit more, a bit more!
Remember, now he stops listening to you, so you need to let him do it and then ask him, how was it? Try to get his feedback to find out how it actually went.
I tried several different types of equipment that are waterproof and could help to fix this problem. So in this video, I will compare some of the ones I tried and show you the one I now use that is the best option for me at the moment. It has some shortcomings, but the pros far outweigh the cons. I've tried waterproof walkie-talkies and the BBtalkin system, and also had some experience with VHF radios. I'll try to cover all these topics like the working distance, ease of use, communication improvement, and how I use them. The waterproof walkie-talkie. This is what I tried first, as most people did. I used this brand of walkie-talkies. The range was good. We could use it for around 1 kilometer of distance, but it faced several issues. When out of line of sight, the quality of sound decreased. The greatest difficulty was to put it near the student's ear without compromising his safety and making sure he could hear correctly. When you attach the walkie-talkie to the student's head, it creates a hazard point as the lines can grab the walkie-talkie and cause problems. Putting it in the helmet was not easy either. I tried an armband, but then the sound wasn't good enough for the student to understand. Another problem was to get the instructors to use the walkie-talkie correctly. The fact that it's a one-way communication posed an additional problem as the students can't reply. So if he doesn't understand or he wants to inform you of something, he can't. Also, it's hard to know if he understood the instructions as there is no feedback. One good thing is that you can create channels for each student and communicate with each one selecting the channel. However, having them all in the same one is not a good idea, as communication becomes very hard because all receive the same info and do not know if it's meant for them. For teaching, we abandoned this technique as it wasn't working. We tried to get instructors to communicate to work as a team, but the same problems existed. So we ended up abandoning the walkie-talkie. When the BBtalkin appeared, I got my hands on some and used them. The BBtalkin. The BBtalkin can have a range of 1 kilometer between 2 to 3 sets as long as there is a line of sight between them. So more or less the same as a walkie-talkie. You can now pair up to 6 advanced BBtalkin, but the range decreases a lot. The BBtalkin was designed with water sports in mind, so all the accessories help to attach it to helmets for clear communication with students. There are several mounts that I will show you in another video with the pros and cons of each one. The main advantage is that it works as a telephone, so it allows two-way communication. This way, the student can also give you feedback and communicate back.
Okay, dive the kite a little stronger.
What do you mean?
Like with more power, dive it a little faster.
Turn it faster?
Turn it
Like
a little
this?
faster, yeah. And lean back.
This is super valuable when teaching. Another plus is that you can also ride and communicate with a student as you do not need to push any button to talk. This is a big plus when showing the tricks to your student. I usually pair 3 systems together, as in this mode I can select if I speak to student 1 or 2 or both simultaneously. I use this setup also with my candidate instructors. I miss the possibility of having more radios and selecting who I want to talk to, but having two is already great. If I'm teaching only one person, I put one of the radios connected to a camera and I record the audio. I use the SoloShot 3, and this way I can get the whole session with audio recorded at once. Doing this is fantastic service for the clients. They also have a phone app that can get the audio recorded together with the video. The phone, however, for kitesurfing isn't perfect as the action's a bit far. Maybe with the new phones that have the mega zoom, it works out. One issue with BBtalkin and the walkie-talking is the maintenance, as it needs to be rinsed with tap water as the salt water destroys it all. So when it's hard to take the system from the helmet, the maintenance becomes harder to do. I'll cover their mounts in another video with my thoughts on them. How do I use this system? Is it worth it? So with BBtalkin, I managed to improve communication and give more value to the students' lessons. I do not use the BBtalkin with complete beginners, as these need our input and help all the time. And this can be done properly just by talking, as we do not speak the same language. After water start, and for more advanced riders, it can be a very valuable tool. I use this system paired with a camera for the evolution lessons and use it also for the instructor courses so I can give tips on the go to the instructors during their training, improving a lot their learning and progress to become better teachers. If you're looking into providing higher level teaching, this is the way to go. There are limitations, but the investment can bring more people into your lessons. Suppose you're teaching hydrofoil lessons or other more advanced skills. In this case, this equipment can make a difference in the outcome of the lesson and justify a higher value of the class, as it will produce far better results than without it. I got mine at bbtalkin.eu, and now they have sent me a couple of mounts for review. This is by no means sponsored, as I bought all my previous ones, and I have been using them for a long time. I like the system, and there are some areas it could even be more improved. I hope this video can help you improve your lessons and start teaching more than just the usual beginner lessons. There is so much to learn past water start. I also recommend taking the coaching course from IKEO to learn more tips like this to help you make an evolution lesson valuable for the student. If you want to know more about the BBtalkin, check these videos right here, which are also linked in the description below.